5 words older men use that women can't ignore. Psychology tricks. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Aristotle. Most men waste far too much time trying to decode what makes a woman remember them. They replay every conversation in their heads, stare at their phones, second guess every message, and wonder whether they said too much, too little, or the wrong thing entirely. But that is exactly where many men lose their edge. The harder a man tries to impress, the easier he is to overlook. Attraction rarely grows from performance. It grows from presence. It is not built on perfect looks, a perfect body, flashy success, or rehearsed lines copied from the internet. It is not about trying to appear valuable. It is about creating an experience that feels different. Some of the men women think about the most are not the most handsome, and they are not the wealthiest either. What sets them apart is simple but powerful. They know how to make a woman feel something genuine. And when a woman feels something rare with you, something calm, intriguing, and emotionally real, you stop being just another name in her inbox. You become the man she keeps circling back to in her mind without fully understanding why. That is where this becomes fascinating. There are 5 simple words that can shift the entire energy between a man and a woman. Not as a trick, not as manipulation, but as a reflection of how attraction actually works in the human mind. These words matter because of what they communicate beneath the surface. They carry quiet confidence without arrogance. They express interest without desperation. And above all, they make a woman feel noticed in a way that feels natural, not heavy, not forced, not rehearsed. But here is what most men never learn. The words alone are never the magic. 2 men can say the exact same thing, and one will be forgotten while the other becomes impossible to ignore. Why? Because one speaks with understanding, timing, and emotional awareness, while the other merely repeats sounds with no depth behind them. So in this video, we are not just naming 5 words and hoping for the best. We are uncovering why they work, what they awaken emotionally, and how to use them in a way that feels smooth, grounded, and authentic. Once you understand that, you stop overthinking every conversation. You stop chasing the perfect reply. You stop hunting for attention. Instead, you become the kind of man whose energy creates attention on its own. And by the time this is over, you will clearly see the difference between being the man she quickly forgets and being the one who lingers in her thoughts long after the conversation ends. 1. Predictability kills attraction. People are not attracted to perfection. They are drawn to presence, clarity, and the courage to be different. Let's be clear. Predictability is the silent killer of attraction, and most men don't even realize they are falling into this trap. It's not that they lack value. It's not that they don't have something meaningful to offer. It's that they present themselves in a way that feels interchangeable. The same greetings, the same safe questions, the same polite energy that carries no weight. Don't misunderstand this. Being respectful matters. But being forgettable is not the same as being respectful. That is where most men lose without ever knowing why. In the world of psychology tricks and female psychology, what stands out is not effort. It is emotional impact. You must understand this. A message that feels like it could have come from anyone will be remembered by no one. Now look deeper. Many men believe the solution is to try harder, send more messages, add more words, be more available, always respond quickly, always agree, always keep the conversation alive. But don't do that. That is not confidence. That is anxiety dressed up as effort, and women can feel that difference instantly, even if they can't explain it. In female psychology, attraction grows in space, not pressure. When you over-explain, you remove mystery. When you over-pursue, you remove tension. And when you make yourself constantly available, you remove value. That is how attraction slowly fades before it even has the chance to grow. If you want to understand how to fall in love from a psychological perspective, you must first understand this principle. Emotion needs contrast. Without contrast, there is no spark. Think from her side. She receives dozens of similar messages, different names, same energy. Everyone trying to impress, everyone trying to be liked, everyone trying not to make a mistake. So what happens? They blur together. And when you blend in, you disappear. Not because you are not good enough, but because you never gave her a reason to feel something different. This is where real psychology tricks come into play. Not manipulation, but awareness. The awareness that attraction is not logical. It is emotional. It is felt before it is understood. That is why a man who speaks with clarity, who says less but means more, who is not afraid to lead the tone of the conversation, he stands out immediately. Be that man. Don't speak to impress. Speak with intention. That is the shift. Instead of asking questions just to keep things going, say something that moves things forward. Instead of trying to be liked, express what you actually think. Instead of waiting for her to decide the direction, you set it. That is not control. That is leadership. And leadership is deeply attractive because it creates certainty. In female psychology, certainty feels safe. It feels grounded. It feels different from the uncertainty she gets from most men who hesitate, overthink, and second guess every word. And here is the truth most men avoid. When you communicate with certainty, you are no longer chasing, you are choosing. That one shift changes everything. It changes how she sees you. It changes how she responds to you. And most importantly, it changes how she remembers you. Because now, you are not just another option in the crowd. You are the man who made her feel something distinct. And in the psychology of how to fall in love, that feeling is everything. So don't be louder, don't be more frequent, don't be more agreeable, be sharper, be clearer, be intentional. That is how you stop being ignored. That is how you stop being predictable. And that is how attraction begins to grow naturally, quietly, and powerfully. 2. Attraction is emotional, not logical. Attraction is emotional, not logical. That is the foundation you must understand before anything else. Don't rush past it. Don't ignore it. Because if your communication sounds like every other man, polite, predictable, safe, you will get the same forgettable results. Be different. Be intentional. The moment your words carry clarity, direction, and emotional weight, everything shifts. You are no longer just another option in the crowd. You become an experience. And that is exactly what these 5 words are designed to create. Not conversation, but impact. Now go deeper. You must understand why this works, or you will misuse it. Attraction does not follow logic. It does not reward the man who says the right thing on paper. If that were true, every man repeating lines from the internet would effortlessly attract women. But that is not reality. Reality is quieter, more subtle, more emotional. A woman doesn't sit there analyzing your sentence structure. She feels first, always. Then her mind builds a story around that feeling. That is how attraction truly works. Emotion first, logic later. And here is where most men go wrong. They communicate only to be understood, not to be felt. They ask safe questions. They exchange surface-level information. They keep conversations alive, but they kill emotional tension. It becomes an interview. Predictable. Flat. Easy to forget. And without emotional stimulation, there is no attachment, no pull, no curiosity. You must break that pattern. You must stop speaking just to fill silence and start speaking to create emotion. That is the difference between a man who gets attention and a high-value man who holds it. The human brain responds powerfully to 2 signals: certainty and recognition. Understand this deeply. Certainty means you know what you want. You are not hesitant. You are not waiting for permission. You are grounded, directed. That is masculine energy in action. Recognition means you truly see her, not just her appearance, but her presence, her energy, her uniqueness. When you combine these 2 elements, something shifts instantly. The interaction feels safe, yet exciting, grounded, yet alive. That emotional contradiction is what makes people lean in, not pull away. Be the man who speaks with certainty. Don't say, maybe we could hang out sometime. No. Say, we should grab a drink this week. You seem interesting. That is clear. That is direct. That is confident without being forced. And more importantly, it signals that you are a high value man who is not afraid to lead. Women don't respond to hesitation, they respond to clarity. That is what helps you attract women without chasing them. Now add recognition. Don't give generic compliments. Don't say what every other man says. Be specific. Be observant. Be real. Say something like, "There's something calm about you, but I can tell there's a strong personality underneath." That is different. That is engaging. That shows you are paying attention beyond the surface. And when a woman feels truly seen, not just looked at, she becomes emotionally invested without even realizing it. Here's the truth you must accept. Words alone are not magic. Delivery is everything. Energy is everything. You can say the right sentence with the wrong energy and it will fall flat. Or you can say something simple with strong masculine energy and it will linger in her mind long after the conversation ends. So don't just memorize words. Embody them, feel them, mean them. Be calm. Don't rush. Let silence exist. That is power. Most men are afraid of silence, so they fill it with noise. Don't. Silence creates tension. Tension creates curiosity. Curiosity builds attraction. That is the game happening beneath the surface. And remember this, being a high-value man is not about impressing. It is about expressing. Expressing clarity, expressing intention, expressing grounded masculine energy. When you do that consistently, you don't need to chase attention. You naturally attract women because your presence feels different, stronger, more certain, more real. So don't overcomplicate this. Keep it simple. Speak with intention. See her deeply. Lead the interaction. That is how you create emotional impact. That is how you become unforgettable. If you felt that shift, don't just watch, act on it. Because the moment you stop speaking like everyone else is the moment everything changes. Drop this in the comments right now. I create emotion, not conversation. Like the video. Subscribe for more sharp, real insight. And remember, don't chase attention. Create impact. 3. The first part. I want you. The shift begins the moment you stop circling around what you want and start saying it with clarity. Because "I want you" is not just a phrase, it is a signal of certainty. And certainty is what most people are starving for in a world full of hesitation, distractions, and half-hearted intentions. Understand this deeply. Most men dilute their message before it even lands. They soften it. They hide it behind polite uncertainty. They say things like, "maybe," "if you're free, we'll see." And while it sounds socially acceptable, it quietly communicates doubt, and doubt dissolves attraction before it even has a chance to form. So you must eliminate that pattern completely. You must speak with direction, because direction creates emotional gravity. Direction makes people feel something real, and as Marcus Aurelius once said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. And in modern life, that means stop performing uncertainty and start embodying intention, because when you say, "I want to see you," or "I want to take you out," you are not just inviting her. You are leading the moment. You are shaping the interaction. You are stepping into a position that very few men dare to occupy. And that is why it stands out so powerfully. This is old Stoic wisdom in action. This is Stoicism win in real life. This is the iron mind choosing clarity over comfort. And you need to understand, clarity is not aggression. Clarity is respect. Clarity says, "I know what I feel, and I'm not afraid to express it." And that level of grounded honesty cuts through the noise of modern dating, where everything feels uncertain, filtered, and temporary. You must train yourself to speak this way consistently, not just once, not just when you feel confident, but every time, because repetition builds identity, and identity builds presence, and presence is what people remember long after the conversation ends. Don't hide behind politeness that weakens your message. Don't confuse hesitation with respect, because true respect is being honest without being overwhelming, direct without being forceful, clear without being rigid, and when you master that balance, you become unforgettable. In today's world, where messages are sent and ignored in seconds, where attention is fragmented, where people are used to surface level interactions, the man who communicates with precision and intent immediately separates himself. He becomes rare, and rarity creates value. Remember this: attraction is not built on perfection, it is built on emotional clarity, and every time you hesitate, every time you dilute your words, you reduce that clarity. You make yourself easier to overlook, easier to forget, and that is not the life you are building. You are building an iron mind, a presence that does not waver, a voice that does not seek permission to exist. This is why old Stoic wisdom teaches control over your inner state. Because when your mind is steady, your words follow. When your thoughts are aligned, your communication becomes sharp. And when your communication is sharp, your impact multiplies. You must practice saying what you mean in simple, direct language. No decoration, no unnecessary explanation. Because simplicity carries power. Simplicity lands. Simplicity stays. And in relationships, what stays is what matters. Think about it. How many conversations fade because nothing real was said? How many opportunities disappear because the moment was filled with uncertainty instead of intention? And how different would your life be if you consistently chose clarity over comfort, direction over hesitation, presence over passivity? This is not just about attracting someone. This is about becoming someone who leads his own life with certainty, someone who does not wait for perfect conditions, someone who does not rely on external validation to express what he feels. And that is the essence of Stoicism. Win, that is the discipline of the iron mind, choosing action over avoidance, choosing truth over convenience, choosing strength in communication over safety in silence. And here is your instruction, simple and non-negotiable. Stop hinting, stop testing, stop waiting. Say what you want, say it clearly, say it calmly, say it like a man who has already decided who he is. Because once you do, everything changes. Your presence changes, your energy changes, the way people respond to you changes, and most importantly, the way you see yourself changes. And that is the real victory, not just being heard, but becoming the kind of man whose words carry weight, whose intentions are felt, and whose direction is impossible to ignore. 4. The second part, I value you. The second part is where everything shifts, and if you miss this, you miss the entire game. I value you. Not surface level attention, not empty compliments, real recognition. You must understand this. Attraction begins with interest, but it deepens through meaning. Most men stop at desire, and that is why they are forgettable. Don't be that man. Be the one who sees beyond the obvious. Be the one who speaks to who she is, not just how she looks. Because when a woman feels that you genuinely value her thoughts, her energy, her presence, something changes inside her. The interaction is no longer casual. It becomes intentional. It becomes emotional. That is the quiet power behind true psychology tricks rooted in female psychology. Almost every woman has experienced attention. She has heard the compliments. She has seen the signals. That is normal. That is expected. But being valued for her mind, her perspective, her uniqueness, that is rare. That is what makes her stop. That is what makes her replay your words later. And that is exactly how to fall in love begins. Not with pressure, not with performance, but with presence and understanding. You must slow down and notice. Notice what she says. Notice what she cares about. Then reflect it back with sincerity. Not exaggeration, not flattery, clarity. Say things that show you are paying attention. Say things that prove she is not just another conversation to you. Because in a world full of noise, being understood is powerful. As Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. That is the core of all effective psychology tricks. You are not chasing attention. You are creating emotional impact. And when you understand female psychology at this level, you stop trying to impress and start creating connection. Don't rush. Don't overtalk. Be precise. Be intentional. When you say, I value you, It must come through your actions, your tone, your attention to detail. That is what separates a man who is noticed from a man who is remembered. And remember this: how to fall in love is not about intensity in the beginning, it is about depth over time. You are building something real, something steady, something that stands out because it is different. Most men seek reactions. You create reflection. Most men chase moments. You create meaning. And in doing so, you position yourself as the man who is not easily replaced, the one who understands that true connection is built not on what is seen, but on what is felt. If this hit you, don't just scroll past it, use it. Because attraction fades, but value stays. Stop chasing attention. Start creating impact. Be the man who sees deeper, who speaks with intention, who makes a woman feel recognized, not just noticed. That's the shift. That's the difference. Like the words of Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. If you're ready to stand out, drop this in the comments right now. I value who you are, not just how you look. Like, subscribe and step into your power, because real connection starts with how you make her feel. 5. Combining desire and value. Combining desire and value, that's where everything finally clicks, and most men never quite get there. On one side, you have desire. I want you. Clear, direct, no confusion. That creates tension. It creates movement. It shows intention. But don't stop there, because desire alone, while powerful, can feel shallow if it stands by itself. Now bring in the second force. I value you. That is where depth enters the room. That is where emotional weight begins to form. Individually, each of these is strong, but together, they create something rare, something unforgettable. That is the balance most men miss, and attraction lives in that balance. Understand this. A woman is used to being wanted. That's common. That's everywhere. But being valued, that is different. That is what separates a man who simply tries to attract women from a high-value man who leaves a lasting impression. So don't just express desire. Be intentional. Say it with clarity. But then ground it with recognition. Let her feel seen beyond the surface. That is how you activate both emotional tension and emotional safety at the same time. And when those two exist together, attraction becomes natural, effortless, real. Think about it like this. Desire pulls her in. Value makes her stay. Desire says, I choose you. Value says, I respect who you are. One creates excitement. The other builds trust. You must have both. That is not optional. That is the formula. Because without desire, there is no spark. Without value, there is no depth. And without depth, nothing lasts. So don't lean too far to one side. Balance it, control it, master it. This is where masculine energy shows itself in a calm, grounded way. Not loud, not forced, just clear and steady. A man who knows what he wants, but also understands what matters. That is what makes you stand out. That is what makes her pause and feel something different. Because now, you're not just another man trying to impress. You are a man who is present, a man who sees clearly, a man who chooses with intention. Don't chase attention. Build connection. Don't overwhelm her with compliments that mean nothing. Be selective. Be precise. When you say, I want you, mean it. When you say, I value you, prove it through your actions. That is where most men fail. They say the words, but their behavior doesn't match. And women notice that immediately. So align your words with your presence. That is how you build credibility. That is how you create attraction that feels real. And here's the truth most men overlook. Emotional safety is just as attractive as desire. When a woman feels safe being herself around you, when she feels understood, not judged, that's when she opens up. That's when connection deepens. And that's when attraction shifts from surface-level interest into something much more powerful. So don't rush it, don't force it, be steady, be aware. That is the mark of a high-value man. Now step back and see the bigger picture. You're not trying to win her over with tricks. You're creating an experience, a balanced experience, one where she feels both desired and respected, wanted but not pressured, seen but not analyzed. That balance is rare, and rarity creates value. That's how you naturally attract women without chasing. That's how your presence alone begins to speak. So remember this: don't choose between desire and value. Use both. Combine them with intention. Deliver them with calm confidence. That is how masculine energy becomes magnetic, not through force, but through clarity and balance. And when you master that, you stop being forgettable. You become the man she remembers long after the conversation ends. 6. Alignment and authenticity. Alignment and authenticity. This is where most men either rise or quietly disqualify themselves, and you must understand this with absolute clarity. It is not the words that move a woman, it is the congruence behind them, the alignment between your voice, your body, your intention, and your presence. Because as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." And that is not poetry. That is reality in modern dating, in conversation, in every interaction you have. You can say the perfect line, the clever phrase, the exact 5 words, but if your tone hesitates, if your posture collapses, if your eyes search for approval, the message breaks and attraction disappears. Do not ignore this, because women are not responding to your script. They are responding to your state, your emotional certainty, your grounded presence. Energy leads, words follow, presence speaks, language confirms. That is the law you must accept, and this is where old Stoic wisdom becomes your advantage, because Stoicism win is not about saying more, it is about being more. It is about building an iron mind that does not seek validation, but naturally commands respect. Understand this deeply. A high-value presence is felt before it is heard. It is sensed before it is explained. It is experienced before it is understood. And that is why 2 men can say the same sentence and get completely different results. One creates curiosity, the other creates discomfort. One attracts, the other repels. One leaves a lasting impression, the other is quickly forgotten. The difference is alignment. Nothing more, nothing less. That is why Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Be the message. Do not perform it. Be the standard. Do not announce it. Be grounded. Do not pretend. In today's world where everyone is trying to impress, trying to say the right thing, trying to appear confident, the man who focuses on inner alignment stands out without effort. He does not rush his words. He does not over-explain. He does not chase reactions. He does not adjust himself to be liked. Instead, he speaks from certainty, moves with calm intention, and holds eye contact like a man who has nothing to prove and nothing to hide. That is iron mind in action. That is Stoicism when applied in real time. And you must train this deliberately. Do not wait for confidence to appear. Build it through action. Slow your speech. Control your breathing. Relax your shoulders. Become aware of your hands. Eliminate nervous habits. Stop filling every silence, because silence, when held with certainty, creates tension, and tension, when controlled, creates attraction. Do not fake confidence. Women can feel the difference instantly. Build it through discipline. Build it through self-respect. Build it through doing what you said you would do, even when no one is watching. Because every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your presence. Every promise you break weakens it. This is internal alignment, and without it, no external technique will ever work consistently. And remember this: women are highly attuned to emotional consistency. They notice the gap between what you say and what you feel, and if there is a gap, trust disappears instantly. Not later, instantly. So close that gap. Remove the contradiction. Align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions into one clear, undeniable signal. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about removing everything that is not real. Remove the need to impress. Remove the fear of rejection. Remove the habit of over-talking. Remove the urge to seek approval. What remains is clarity. What remains is strength. What remains is authenticity. Old Stoic wisdom teaches you that control over self is the highest form of power. And when you embody that, when your words match your energy, when your presence matches your intention, when your behavior matches your values, you become unforgettable. Not because you forced attraction, but because you allowed truth to lead. And here is the final truth you must carry with you. Alignment is not something you turn on, it is something you live. It is not a technique, it is a standard. It is not temporary, it is permanent. The more aligned you become, the less you need to say, the less you need to prove, the less you need to chase. And that is the quiet victory. That is the real mastery. That is how a man wins. Through Stoicism win, through old Stoic wisdom, through an iron mind that remains steady under pressure, calm in uncertainty, and powerful without noise. If you truly understand this, then you know it's not about saying more, it's about becoming aligned. Most men talk, but few are congruent. Few are real. And that's why they get ignored. Don't be that man. Be the one whose words match his presence, whose tone carries certainty, whose energy speaks before he does. That is where attraction begins. That is where respect is built. So, if you're ready to stop pretending and start embodying the man you speak as, drop this in the comments right now. My words and my energy are one. Are 7. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. That is the quiet truth most men overlook, and yet it is the very thing that separates words that are ignored from words that linger long after you've left the room. You can learn all the right phrases, study every psychology trick, understand female psychology at a deep level, even know exactly how to fall in love or inspire it in someone else. But if your timing is off, none of it lands the way it should. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Be patient enough to recognize that words are not magic on their own. They become powerful only when they meet the right moment. That is the difference between noise and impact. You must understand this. Connection comes first, expression comes second. If there is no emotional foundation, even the most carefully chosen words will feel empty, like lines rehearsed but not lived. But when a moment already carries warmth, curiosity, or subtle attraction, then those same words suddenly feel real, almost inevitable. That is why timing is not just a detail, it is the strategy behind all effective psychology tricks. Think about it in real life. A man who speaks too early often comes across as trying too hard, even if his intentions are genuine. A man who speaks too late misses the window entirely, and the moment fades into something forgettable. But a man who understands timing moves differently. He observes, he listens, he feels the rhythm of the interaction. That is what female psychology responds to. Not just what you say, but when you choose to say it. Because timing signals awareness. It shows that you are present, that you are not just waiting for your turn to speak, but actually tuned into the emotional flow between you and her. And that presence is what makes your words feel grounded, not performative. Don't treat these 5 words like a script you repeat in every conversation. That is the fastest way to lose their meaning. Be intentional. Be selective. That is how you create weight behind what you say. When you use them too casually, they become predictable. When you use them at the wrong moment, they feel misplaced. But when you deliver them at the exact point where connection is already building, when there is eye contact, when there is a pause that feels comfortable, when the energy between you is calm but charged, that is when everything shifts. That is when those 5 words stop being just words and start becoming an experience she feels. Here's where many men misunderstand how to fall in love or how to inspire it. They think it is about doing more, saying more, proving more. It is not. It is about alignment. It is about saying the right thing at the right time with the right energy. That is why timing sits at the center of all effective psychology tricks. It amplifies everything. The same sentence can either create a spark or fall flat depending on when it is spoken. That is not luck. That is awareness. You must train yourself to recognize these moments. Notice when she leans in slightly. Notice when the conversation slows down and becomes more personal. Notice when there is a shift from surface level talk to something more meaningful. These are signals. These are invitations. And this is where understanding female psychology gives you an edge, not to manipulate, but to respond with precision and respect. Because when a woman feels that you understand the moment, she feels understood as well. And that feeling is powerful. Don't interrupt a moment that hasn't fully formed. Let it breathe. Let it grow. Be comfortable with silence. That is something many men avoid, but silence is often where the strongest connections are built. It creates space for anticipation, for emotion, for presence. And when you finally choose to speak into that space, your words carry more weight because they are not rushed, they are chosen, they are felt. At the same time, don't hesitate when the moment is clearly there. That is where confidence comes in. Timing is not just about patience, it is also about decisiveness. When the connection is present, when the energy is aligned, you must step into it. That is how you move from being just another conversation to becoming someone memorable. That is how psychology tricks, female psychology, and understanding how to fall in love all come together in a way that actually works in real life. Be aware, be calm, be intentional. These are not just suggestions, they are standards you must hold yourself to if you want your words to have real impact. Because in the end, it is not about what you say, it is about how it feels when you say it, and when you choose to say it. That is what people remember. That is what creates connection. And that is what turns simple words into something she can't ignore. All right, my friend, before we close this out, let me leave you with something simple but powerful. You've just seen that it was never about saying the perfect words. Don't chase clever lines. Don't try to impress. Be clear, be intentional, be real. Because what truly stays in someone's mind is not what you said, it's how you made them feel. That is the difference. That is the game changer. I want you. That's clarity. No hesitation. I value you. That's depth, real recognition. But listen carefully. Don't just say it, mean it, feel it. Because people don't respond to words, they respond to truth. If your energy doesn't match your intention, it falls flat. Every time. So don't memorize this like a script. Live it. Let it shape how you show up, how you speak, how you look at people. That's when it becomes effortless. That's when it becomes powerful. And here's my honest advice to you. Stop trying to be liked. Start being understood. Stop filling silence with noise. Start creating moments that matter. Even in life, it's the same principle. Don't chase everything outside. Build something strong inside. A calm mind, a steady heart. That's what draws the right people, the right opportunities, the right life toward you. So take this with you today. Speak less. Mean more. Be present. Be real. And if this message hit you in some way, don't just keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below and tell me one thing you're going to change in your next conversation. I'd love to hear it. Take care, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.